So you telling me I can't get in the Lyft because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What make you think I can't fit in the car?
This is when they're playing silly games. This is who we're talking about. Are you telling me that you don't know why he was telling you he's not sure you can fit in the car? So today on Instagram, I came across this story and I thought, you know what, it's an interesting topic. Let's talk about it here. And the story basically is what you see here. So a plus size rapper is basically suing Lyft because the driver refused to take her.
Fans know her as Dank Damas, and they're fuming after a Lyft driver allegedly denied her a ride because of her size.
So this also is getting more popularity because apparently she's a rapper. I've never heard of it in my life. Watch when I go on her page now, she's gonna have like 10 million subscribers or something, or followers. But yeah, it's very interesting because as we go through the story and you listen to the driver, he is very respectful. So what we're gonna do now is actually listen to the conversation. And the first thing I've got to say is this Lyft driver is 100% going to be fired. And I kind of feel like it's a little unfair, but he's going to be fired without a doubt because the Lyft company has already put out a statement saying that they feel sorry for her.
You need to order a bigger car.
What make you think I can't fit in the car?
So he says she can't go in the car because you need to order a bigger one. She then replies with, what makes you think I cannot fit in the car? This is when they're playing silly games. You know damn well why he thinks you can't fit. This is who we're talking about. Are you telling me that you don't know or you weren't sure why he was telling you he's not sure you can fit in the car? Bearing in mind, this car's not an SUV. It's not a really big car. It's a standard size vehicle. And let's be completely honest, those of you watching that have just like a regular, normal car, you would probably think twice about whether she could fit in the backseat of your car. And I don't think it's crazy to say so. Now, saying that she'd probably bust the tires out, if he said that, that's probably before. I don't believe she's heavy enough to pop the tires. But can I think that you're probably going to be very uncomfortable or squashing the seat forward? Probably.
Have you been in cars that size before?
Yes, I have. I've been in cars smarter than that, you know? As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
So things like that I don't like because you know the answer, but you're trying to basically get the person in a position because you're filming to try and make him say something really offensive because you know damn well you're going to go with his head. Like, I can understand being upset, however, but don't try to dodge reality. So it is kind of interesting. Although she didn't want to pay the extra to get a larger size vehicle to like be Ubered or Lyft home, she had the money, or at least they reached out to her, these lawyers.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Muslims in my car. It's the same.
I think it's kind of wild. Just to me, it's weird. So if we go on her page, because I actually want to see if she's a big account, because I have never heard of her before in my life. All right, she got 170K. That's a large amount of followers. While we're here, let's check out some of her music and see if she's actually solid.
I done made an impact from this bitch, now who gon' stop me? Why you think big bitches hopping naked? That was all me. Pussy better, nigga ate me out cause he was paying homage. Shit that I put on, these hoes can't do better.
I'm gonna mute it in case I get flagged, but damn, that did not sound good to me. You know what I mean? Maybe those of you watching say different, but that sounded trash.
I used to dream of six figures. Like, can they hear me? I'm a six fitter. The heavens wide open. My eyes are 20/20 for realists to flex. Adolescents I'm on that Remy though. Don't do no Don Julio. I'ma get it cracking around this bitch if you get silly, ho.
You ain't even a good rap after all this. You gonna be famous for this Lyft ride, trust me, more than the music.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
What?
Don't worry, we're actually gonna get back to what the taxi driver said. I just want to kind of understand the mindset of someone that would do this because it kind of will then make sense when you hear her arguments with the taxi driver. Because I'm thinking, you know, you must know you're big. Your Instagram page so far shows you lead with your bigness because a lot of your posts are talking about how big you are. So she got one here which is called, "My mind doesn't know my body is this big."
Like, my body right now is like my mind don't know that I'm this big. So I be feeling like I can do everything. So when I walk in the gym, I feel like I'm fit.
Trust me, your mind knows and other people's minds knows. That's why the taxi guy didn't want to leave you in the car. Like, I'm not even trying to be offensive. It's just when people act really entitled or try and pretend they don't know the reason as the situations are happening. This sort of delusion is on par with that J-Bay character.
Make elevators and hallways spacious to allow for easy movement of larger individuals.
So people like her I really dislike because they'll dodge accountability and pretend as to why they don't know why something's happening when it's to do with their weight. But then on their own socials, they would lead with it heavy. Like you got things here, BBWs and Beats. By the way, if you made it this far, be sure to finger the like button just to support your boy. Anyways, let's get back to listening to what she says before we deep dive into it anymore. But at least now we've got kind of like the base, the foundation of her brain. Like we know where she kind of stands with this stuff, which is the victim mindset realm.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small in the back.
Are you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car? So I gotta order another Lyft.
And to be more specific with you, I got very tired.
The driver's a little bit far away, so in case you can't hear, basically, he's basically saying that, you know, honesty, I just don't think you're gonna fit my car. And then he ultimately just goes, also my tires are running low. So his car is like currently a very low profile. And he's just saying that if you get in and out, the car's gonna drop lower. He didn't technically say the tires are gonna burst. He's just saying the car's gonna ride low. You know what I mean? The same way how when you drive with one friend, your car don't really drop much. But if you have 3 of your regular sized friends get in your car, sometimes you can feel your car is way down and it's lower than usual. But you all know this, like if you drive. And let's be real, she probably can weigh around the size of 3 people. So it's not crazy for him to even say that, if I'm being completely honest. And he's saying everything respectful.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. You know, I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, you know, like, how do you know?
Because I've been in this situation.
So she then says, how do you know I'm not going to be able to fit? And he says, I've been in this situation before. Someone else, large, tried to get in the car and it didn't go well. So based on his prior experience, he now knows, okay, this isn't going to work out.
So every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
No, I don't never have to order Uber XL.
Then I'm really sorry.
So as you can hear, it was still very respectful and it was very cordial.
Mom, my car is small.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
What am I doing about my money?
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in the Lyft because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What make you think I can't fit in a car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, every time she says that bit, I'm just like, come on, you know damn well why. You know the reason, but you want me to say something incriminating on your video. Well, not thankfully. The guy technically didn't say anything terrible. Everything he said, I would say definitely had some merit behind it. Now, do I still think he's going to get fired? 100%. 100%. Just because of the climate and it's recorded and her having some social media clout. You'd be surprised how oftentimes a company, just from the perspective of how it looks, will go against you even though you have common sense in the situation, because it's just a bad look. They want to seem like they're on the side of the people. So they'll be okay with sacrificing a random pawn. You know what I mean? If that helps the overall chess game of their business go smoothly. So it's unfortunate. Hopefully, maybe they get a GoFundMe for my dude to help him out. Because I don't even know for sure if he got fired, but I'm almost certain he probably will, based on the company's response. Also, for those of you that are petty as well, if you read the comments on her post, they actually are quite killing her. People are saying, so you're basically kind of getting this guy fired because he didn't want you to fit in his personal car, which technically is what Lyfts are. Lyfts and Ubers are the individual's actual car that they have themselves in it. So if he's worried that you may damage his vehicle, you know what I mean? It's the same way how they refuse drunk people. Like, many drivers do refuse various people due to various circumstances. Like, there's many times when I was younger going out and I got a bit too drunk. The drivers was like, nah, you ain't coming in the car because they're worried you're going to vomit. There's different things like that. So trust me, that 170k following and the clout of her posting this is definitely going to play into the results as to what happens here. You know, I didn't realize too, she refers to herself as the fat queen. It's like what I said earlier. It's like, they will lead with fatness as and when they feel like it suits them, when it's like body positivity or just something to kind of capitalize market, right? But when reality hits and some of this stuff, like from you being really overweight, like she's not just passively chubby or passively overweight. She's got the things at the front, I forgot what they're called, the extra bits of fat that kind of holds over. Like, this is like extremely heavy. She's got multiple things. Her knees are folded over. I'm not even being disrespectful. I'm just literally describing what she looks like. You can't pretend as to why he has concerns. Anyone with common sense that's not lawyers that are leeching to try and make a buck would know, yeah, I can kind of see this. It's like, for example, this is going to be a random tangent. It's going to sound crazy. I'm just trying to put it into context of real world. So imagine that someone at like a party was doing that dirty dance move and they're saying, anyone that wants to come and try it, I'll do it. And it's when the guy does that thing when he picks up the girl and he spins around in the air, right? That's the famous move. I'll put it on screen if you've never seen it before. And he's doing it to everyone, and then someone her size comes up and he's like, I can't do it. Is she going to pretend and say like, why is it that you think you can't lift me? Because I know physics and I know it's just not going to work. And I just realized now a better comparison probably would have been someone at the park doing horsey rides, like you can ride their horse, and then he's letting loads of kids do it, letting normal sized adults do it, and you pop up. He's probably going to have reservations because he's worried about the horse. He's going to be like, I don't know if you're going to be able to get up, and I'm not sure if the horse is going to be able to carry your weight. So that was probably a much better analogy, but I'm going to keep both in the video. These situations here, I feel like would be obvious to anyone that really is honest with themselves. And I truly believe she knows this too. I think she just wants to leverage the little bit of attention this is going to garner her, because she's being touted on some of these news articles as fighting for the justice of her community. Like, these are some of the articles that they're saying. Detroit rapper Dank Demos speaks out after a Lyft driver allegedly denied ride due to her weight. And the reason why I truly believe he's going to get fired is because this is a response the company did. So even though he was very respectful, their response to the lady, aka Dank Demos, we're disheartened to look at this driver's unacceptable behavior. Please DM us at your earliest convenience for additional support. We'd like to address this as soon as possible. Aka, damn, we saw that. It looks crazy online. We don't want to get sued, because this would technically probably fall into discrimination, because a lot of times now discrimination doesn't factor in real common sense. You know what I mean? Even if like a group of people clearly shouldn't be in a certain place, because of optics, you will go against common sense just to appease people. And that's what's going to happen. So that dude, if he ain't fired already, trust me, he's going to be gone soon. If you go on the pages and read all the comments, or pause the video and watch the comments on the screen, many of the people are saying that she's entitled and she's just trying to basically gain popularity and money off this, which I do agree with. I think that she is basically 99% in the wrong. The 1% I would say is that maybe he could have tried. And something to know that one's quickly adding as well, you will also find some people that will justify the most bizarre behavior simply because it falls in their narrative. For example, this one here is a comment that says, the people in the comments saying it's not that bad or big of a deal is wild as fuck to me. He had absolutely no right to do her like that. So I'm almost 90% sure that when I click on this person's profile, if it's public, she's gonna also be a pretty big girl, because these birds of a feather flock together, especially when it comes to this somewhat delusion. And sure enough, it is someone fairly pretty big. So I feel like you will often find these people, even if they know the person's in the wrong, they will defend them even when it doesn't make sense. So these type of people will talk about their bigness left, right, and center, but will get upset when reality kicks in and something happens that doesn't go their way. But the comment on this post I'll leave you guys with, which I think is the perfect way to kind of end the video, which is from this lady here, and it says, how are you suing somebody because you was too big to get into their car? Shake my head. I feel like that basically sums up the whole video, the whole altercation, the audacity to actually sue them. Complaining, maybe, but to sue the whole company based on the behavior that he displayed, I don't think so. If he was really out there with it and was saying, get your fat ass out the car and stuff like that, I would be on board with that. I'd be like, yeah, he did it disrespectfully, get him out of here. But bro was much nicer than many of you watching would probably be if you were in the same situation. We know, let's be honest, those of you watching, you would have said some crazy shit. Anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're brand new. Check out some of the other videos here.